Madeo with Honor Yoga Princeton, here to give you energizing flow. I've got Katie Fanning, one of our teachers here. Let's get started. So come into child's pose. Knees can be apart. Forehead on the mat. Make sure your shoulders are wrapping back and around, and you're starting to feel your hips open and your low spine draw in. And take a deep inhale and an exhale. Good. Just take this moment to surrender to your body and your practice. Inhale, come on up to tabletop position. Shoulders stack right over wrists. Knees hips distance apart. And we'll warm up with some cat-cows. Inhale, tilt the pelvis forward, gaze shifts up. Exhale, pull the belly to the spine. Shoulder blades draw away from the spine. And continue on, finding your own rhythm, following your own breathing pattern. It's always an exhale when you round the spine. Good. Beautiful. Return to that neutral spine and just draw little circles with your shoulders over your wrists. So when you do this, you start to wake up your wrist joint. And switch directions. Beautiful. Walk your hands out just a little bit farther in front of you. Curl your toes, downward facing dog. So lift from the sit bones and press the chest back. Good. So find a long spine here. Ears line up with the biceps. Sit bones lift up. Feel the backs of the legs start to release. And bend your right leg, straightening the left leg a little deeper. It's called walking the dog. And switch. Good. Getting deep into those calf muscles. Beautiful. But keep lengthening the low spine and lifting the sit bones up. Good. Settle back into downward facing dog. On an inhale, wave forward to plank pose. Nice high plank, which means the shoulder blades draw away from the spine. And exhale back, downward facing dog. Keep lifting from the sit bones. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, it's a wave forward. And exhale, press back. Good. Again, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Start to walk your feet all the way up towards the hands for a forward fold. Good. And if your legs don't straighten, no worries, just bend the knees. Feel the hips stack over the heels. Let the crown of the head release and create some space in between the shoulders and the ears here. And breathe. Inhale, half lift. Draw the shoulder blades towards the spine, crown of the head forward. Exhale, fold. Do that 1 more time. Inhale, squeeze the quads. Try to straighten the legs. Exhale, fold. Good. Ground the feet. Inhale, all the way up to stand. Hands in prayer. Good. Release the hands. We'll do a few rounds of sun sal. Inhale, up, sun sal. Exhale, fold, hinging at the hips. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Step 1 foot back and then the other for plank pose. Shift forward and down, arms at a 90-degree angle. And sweep it up. We'll start with cobra pose to start, waking the spine up. Arms are bent. Good. Curl the toes, downward facing dog. Good. Take a full inhale, a full exhale. Good. And then step the feet to the front of the mat. Good. Feet ground down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale all the way up. Good. Hands come into prayer. We're going to do that 2 more times, and I invite you to take any kind of variation that you know that you practice. Exhale, fold if you want to jump back or jump forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Maybe you're ready for up dog at this point, or you're going to stay with cobra pose. When you find your down dog, you're taking a breath. And then preparing. Good. One more to go. Following your own breathing pattern. It's an inhale and an exhale to fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. And when you get to Tadasana, just close your eyes a moment. Feel the effects of the sequence. Maybe your heart's beating a little faster, your body's getting warmer. Good. Open your eyes, sweep your arms up, going back down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Step back, downward facing dog. Walk your feet in a little bit. Inhale, sweep the right leg up without opening the hip. Good. Three-legged down dog. Get a long spine. Exhale, knee to nose. Push the floor away, rounding the upper back. Inhale, long. Extend the leg. Exhale, pull the knee in. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Hold here. Good. Try to get that right heel closer to your right hip. And place the foot in between the hands. Drop the back knee, low lunge. Arms sweep up. Good. Front knee doesn't pass the ankle. And you're looking for that back leg to extend nice and long so you can get deep stretch of your left hip flexor. Good. And release the right hand down. Take a side body stretch here. Left fingertips reach over to the left. Good. Pelvis still stays neutral. And then switch directions. So right fingertips come up, side body stretch. Good. Both arms sweep up. Exhale, release the hands, curl the back toes under, runner's stretch. So straighten the right leg, getting into that hamstring now. Good. And we're going to be opening up our hips throughout this practice, getting into some fun arm balances. So we'll start right here. Bend the front leg and walk the right foot over to the right a little bit. Bring the hands to the inside of the leg. Work into lizard pose. So getting the torso down. If you can make your forearms to reach the mat, they're parallel to the side edges. Good. And roll to the outer edge of the right foot. Let the right knee go to the right. Sweep the right arm up. Good. Stack the shoulders. Beautiful. One more breath. Exhale, release the hand down. Plant the palms. Step it back, downward facing dog. You can sweep that right leg up. Exhale, release the leg down. Inhale, forward to plank pose. Exhale, down chaturanga. Now sweep it up. Find your flow here. Exhale, down, downward facing dog. Good. Keep that breath moving. Second side. Left leg sweeps up. Hold, lengthen, and exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Pull the belly in. Push the floor away. Inhale, leg up. Exhale, knee to nose. Good. Hold here. Get that left heel closer towards the left hip. Try to place the foot without lifting the palms. Back knee drop, setting up for low lunge. Arms sweep up. Good. Scissor the legs in towards each other. Lift the sternum up, fingertips up. And side body stretch. Release the left hand down. Right fingertips to the right. Good. And switch. Getting into different areas of the body, challenging our balance here. Good. Release the hands. Sweep both arms up. Good. Runner stretch. Curl the back toes under. Straighten the front leg. Good. Make sure your pelvis is nice and level so the hip points are level. Might need to slide that left leg back a little bit and fold. Good. Bend the front leg. Walk the left foot out to the left a little bit. Slide the hands to the insides of the legs. And you're working your torso low to the earth. Good. To start, hug the left inner thigh in towards the left side body for a moment. Make sure your right forearm is parallel to the side edge of the mat, and then spin to your outer left foot. Feel the legs start to externally rotate and take a turn here. Left fingertips up, shoulders stack, one on top of the other. Good. One more breath. And release the hand. Use your core to transition. Downward facing dog. You can sweep the left leg up and release the foot. We'll take a flow in between sides, coming into plank, chaturanga, up dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Good. Come up high onto those tippy toes, step or hop to the front. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. Hands in prayer. Good. Release the hands, stand tall in Tadasana, neutralizing everything. Just feel how you feel here. Good. Eagle pose. Wrap the right leg around, right arm under, left arm over. Both hip points facing the front. Squeeze the elbows, squeeze the knees, let the sit bones release down towards the earth as the crown of the head lifts. Good. Stay nice and strong. Unwrap the right leg. Step it back for high lunge with eagle arms. And start to get a nice stretch in the upper back. Lift the elbows up. Good. From here, warrior 3 legs with eagle arms. Power off that back foot. Scissor the legs in towards each other. Outer right hip drops. Good. Come straight back into your eagle pose. So bend that standing leg. Wrap the right leg around. Good. Squeeze elbows, squeeze knees. Beautiful. Unwrap the arms, unwrap the leg. Come up high into the toe mounds for toe stand chair pose. If this isn't in your practice, release the heels down. Holding here, 1, 2, 3. Good. Straighten the legs, bring those heels back down. And exhale, fold all the way down. We'll take a flow in between sides. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Good. Step back or jump back. Good. Each time in down dog, feeling more open, stronger, longer. And we'll meet in Tadasana. Good. Using this posture to neutralize. Second side. Left leg wraps around. Left arm under, right arm over. Squeeze the knees. Both sit bones equally rooting down. Crown of the head lift. Pull the belly to the spine. Good. Another breath here. Unwrap the left leg. Keep that right knee bent. Step it all the way to the back of the mat. Good. Get your foundation set. Squeeze the elbows and lift the elbows up, getting into the upper back. On the exhale, power off the back leg, warrior 3 legs. Good. Scissor the legs. Softly bend the front knee. Wrap the left leg around, finding your eagle again. Coming back to that toe stand chair pose, unravel the arms. Coming up off of your heels. Good. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, this time back to Tadasana. Good. Coming back into toe stand, sweep the arms up, reach up high up onto your toe mounds. Bring the hands to prayer and start to bend the knees so that the sit bones will rest on your heels. Good, like you're perching. Crown of the head lifts up. Good. Try to hold this a beat. Beautiful. From here, we'll prepare for crow pose. So let the knees come wide. You can reposition on your mat. Knees will be wide. And then lift the sit bones up. So you're up on those toe mounds and your hips are lifting up. Hands are at least shoulders distance apart. Draw the elbows in and start to bring the shin bones onto your triceps. It's all shifting forward from here. Elbows have to stack over wrists in order to get that balance. While you're in your crow, hug everything on the outside in. Feel the hips lift, heels get closer towards the hips. Good, and you can shoot it back chaturanga if you like, or maybe take a child's pose. Good, downward facing dog. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale, let it out through the mouth. Beautiful. Sweep the right leg up. Exhale, knee to nose, warrior two. Good, big windmill, starting to get a little deeper into the hips. Make sure that front knee stacks right over the front ankle. Pull the belly in, torso stacks right over hips. Inhale, straighten the arms, straighten the front leg. Exhale back. Good, do that one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good, side angle pose. So right hand can come down or forearm on the right thigh. From here, we'll transition to half moon pose. So you can sweep the arm behind you, power off that back leg, right hand underneath the right shoulder. Good, shoulders stack, left hip open. You can play with your balance here if you want to shift the weight to the right heel and lift the right hand off. Just playing. Good. Softly bend the front knee, reverse warrior. Sweeping the arms all the way up and back. And then a big windmill of the hands all the way down. Lift the right leg up, option for a three-legged flow. Really just going through the movements. Second side, left leg sweeps up. Exhale, knee in. Place the foot. Windmill up. Good, so use this as a bit of a resting pose. Feel how the torso stacks right over the pelvis. Feel stable and supported here with the legs. And just opening up the side body here. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lift the arms. Exhale, back. One more, inhale. And exhale, side angle pose. Good, front knee still tracks over the front ankle. You're looking for a deep stretch in the right side body. One more breath. And transition to half moon pose. So shift the gaze down. Shift the whole weight forward to the standing leg. Good, you should feel a lightness on the left hand. Good, one more breath. And bend the front leg, land the back foot. Reverse warrior. Big windmill down, taking that three-legged flow. Of course, that's optional. Good, downward facing dog. Good, bring the knees down. We'll come into puppy stretch. Walk the hands out in front of you. Bring the forehead all the way down. And then let the sit bones go up. You should feel the low spine draw in here. Maybe even working the chin or chest towards the earth. Good. Start to slide the hands back. We'll make our way up to stand. So from down dog, you can step or hop forward. And inhale all the way up. Good, release the hands. Beautiful. So we'll work into a number 4 with the right leg. Standing leg starts to bend. You can bring the hands in prayer to start. Just getting a hip opener here for a moment. And we will give the option for flying pigeon. So our second arm balance with a hip opener, deep hip opener. So a little tip here is to take your foot, make sure it's nice and flexed, and bring it high up onto the left leg because it'll probably slide down. And then you're trying to dig your triceps onto the shin bone. That right foot hooks behind you. From here, the left foot will be kind of stuck underneath you, so you got to shimmy it back. Elbows draw in, Come into your baby, sucking the left knee in, and then you have to shift even more far forward than you think in order to lift that left leg up. A very challenging arm balance. Good. See if you can hold it a couple breaths, and then release back down. Good. And be in your forward fold a moment. And arms sweep all the way up. Good. How'd you do, Katie? Good. All right, second side. Let's do this. So number 4 with the left. And of course, you can just take this as a hip opener. This would be the first stage to the arm balance. You have to be able to get this deep hip opening action here. Left foot super flexed. Breathe into the left hip. Feel that external rotation of the thigh bone. Good, going in a little deeper. Excuse me. Remember, you got to wrap the foot around the tricep. Release that right leg back and shoot more forward to straighten that right leg. Good. Be here in your forward fold. The body cool a little bit. Wrap index finger and middle finger around your big toe, elbows wide. Pull the crown of the head a little bit closer towards the earth. Good. And then step 1 foot back. You can release that. And then the other. And take a child's pose, bringing knees down. Walk the hands out. Crown of the head down. Good. So you can imagine that was our prep for our next arm balance that we're going to work into. But we need to warm up even more for this. Coming into grasshopper. Step the right foot, swing it forward, and work into pigeon prep on the right side. So in order to do grasshopper and the other pose we just did, flying pigeon, you really want to work your pigeon to get your shin bone parallel to the front of the mat. Because the pose will be not quite available until that starts to happen. So if you're not there yet, no worries. Your shin bone will be more diagonal, and you'll point the foot to protect the knee. So let the body release into this pose. Moving in stages, listening. Good. So walk the hands back a little bit. We'll take a twist here to warm up. So you want to get the back of your right arm to the inside of the flexed right foot. And from here, you'd press the palms together and roll the shoulders back. Now the tendency is to open up the left hip here and dump into the right hip, but even more so, you want to really draw that outer left hip down. Keep those hips nice and squared so you can work the twist. That will prepare your body for grasshopper. Take another breath. Good, and release the hands. We'll swing the right leg up. We'll do some hip circles here. So you're rotating the thigh bone in the hip socket rather than opening the hips, and you can change direction. Good. And now open the right hip up, spin the left toes to the left, find wild thing. And release the hand. Good. And we'll set up for the second side as I fix my mic. Okay, second side, left foot steps in between, finding your pigeon prep. So another little tip here is I actually stabilize my foot, and then I walk my right foot back a little bit, helping me get a little bit deeper into the pose. So some of these more challenging ways to get into postures require the ability to kind of start to move your body in a certain direction. Of course, you want to do that safely, so always listening for any signs or signals. Good. Taking your time, getting a little bit deeper, using your breath. Good. Walk the hands back up. And we'll go for that twist. So now if that's not available to you, you can take the elbow here at the center of the mat. You won't even be on your legs, and palms here. And still just trying to rotate the upper back. Don't let the hips open. So outer right hip down. Release the hands. Going for those hip circles, should feel pretty yummy by now. Going in one direction, keeping the knee bent, just moving the thigh bone, and then the other direction. Good, and then open the hip up, swivel the right toes, wild thing. Shoulder has to stack right on top of wrist. And coming back. Beautiful, and make your way to the front of the mat. You can hop, tiptoe, or step. Coming all the way up. Okay, Katie, ready for this one? Probably one of the more challenging arm balances because it's asymmetrical, you're balancing on one leg, plus you've got a deep hip opener and a deep twist. So here we go, we're going to put it all together. So coming back to that number 4 on the right, getting that leg high up, you got to go for that twist here. This is the hardest thing. A lot of people get stuck, so you got to be able to get the back of the tricep or the arm into that foot. From here, it's a little bit of a drop, and then press the right foot like crazy into the back of the arm. Try to straighten the left leg. Flex that foot. Good. Breathe, hold, and release. Good. You can work your way back through your toe stand and then come up. How'd you do? That one's hard, huh? Okay, second side. Here we go. Number 4. Beautiful. You might notice one side is more challenging than the other. For me, it's my left. Good. So get deep into the hip first, and then you're going to turn. When you're ready, press like crazy the foot into the back of the arm. Don't hit your yoga friend. Straighten the leg, hold. And release. Whew. Good stuff. Come up to stand. Beautiful. Stand at the top of the mat and just feel how your body feels. Close your eyes. Did a lot of great work today. Good. Open your eyes. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Just enjoy this forward fold here. Good. And then step one foot back and then the other. Inhale forward to plank pose. Exhale down, chaturanga. Come all the way down to the belly. And we'll just warm up the back core muscles here in Locust Pose. So for this version, we're going to bring our fingertips to point to the back of the mat. I like to have my palms turning to face my body to keep the shoulders externally rotating. Okay, lift the shoulders up, the heads of the arm bones up, the base of the skull is lifting up towards the ceiling so that the neck stays nice and long. Try to lift the legs off the mat, maybe even thighs off the mat. Feel the back core muscles work, chest start to open. Good, and exhale, release down. Slide those palms underneath the biceps, curl the toes, and press back to downward facing dog. Good, inhale, come down to your knees, back to tabletop position. And we'll come into a kneeling position. We're going to work into Camel Pose with a bit of a twist since we're nice and open from our grasshopper pose. So this is a twisting, side bending kind of camel. We'll see how it goes. I like to keep my toes curled under, just gives me a little bit support in the back, but you can have the tops of the feet pressing. Start to bring your hands to the base of your sacrum, point the fingertips up and draw the shoulders up and back, already opening the chest. Really think of this more as a chest opener. Good. And then the thigh bones are grounding down. You'll feel the hip flexors start to release. Take the left hand and lean back. Catch the right heel. Sweep the right hand up and back. Good, and then exhale it forward. We'll go straight to the second side, leaning back. Good, open up. Good, and then come on back. Beautiful. Sit on your heels. I'll give an option for Virasana if that's in your practice. Sit bones down, heels grazing your outer hips, tops of the feet press. Press your hands onto your thigh bones. Nice long spine. Pull the belly in, so use your core muscles to support that long spine here. And you can even close your eyes. Option to go back a little bit. So if your knees pop off the mat, you'd want to stay up. You can check out for coming down to your forearms first, see how that feels. And then lengthen the tailbone, maybe make your way all the way down. Good, keep grounding the knees down, feeling the thigh bones draw in and down. Take 2 or 3 more long breaths. Keep grounding the thigh bones down. Good, and then slowly work your way up. Good, coming back onto forearms. Beautiful, and then stretch the legs out. So especially those knees, that's a deep bend there. You can extend one leg and then the other. Good. And we'll make our way to sit. Something I've been working on in my classes is trying to pull the body through the hands. You can, of course, just swivel the legs around. But if you're with me, bring the knees close up towards your hands, cross the ankles, and then round the spine, very similar to your cat position. Pull the knees into the chest. Try to wiggle those feet through. Keep the palms on the mat if you can. And come to sit. Good. And I'm going to reposition myself back a little bit. We'll work into Janu Shirsasana. So to start, pull the right knee up into the chest, get a long spine, and then let the knee fall out to the right. Send that right heel as close up to the inner left thigh as you can. Make sure your hip points are level. So oftentimes the pelvis gets out of sorts. So level off those hip points. And any tightness, you can let the left leg go a little bit more out to the left. Get a long spine first, and then turn your rib cage over the straight leg. Extend the right arm up, get nice and long, and then exhale. Feel the hinge come at the hip crease all the way down. From this point, if you want to use both hands, wrap them around the foot or maybe the shin. If you're at home and you have a strap or a shirt, you can wrap it around the sole of the foot. Good. So if the leg is straight, squeeze the left quad to release the left hamstring. Beautiful. And it's okay to keep the left knee a little bent if you have tightness in your hips or low back or hamstrings, and really work on lengthening the low back. Good. We're going to get even deeper here since we're so open from our twisting and our side bends. Take your right hand to the outside of the left foot and thread the left arm under. Good. And open your right rib cage up towards the ceiling. Maybe reach around if you can with the left hand to the inside of the left foot. Keep both sit bones grounding down. One more breath. Good. Sweep the right arm up and place it to the back of the mat. And then lift the pelvis up, open the hips up, open the arm up. Good. Lead with the sit bones all the way down. Beautiful. Pull the right knee up and then straighten the leg. Good. Shifting through Dandasana, we'll switch sides. Left knee points up first and then open it out to the side. Getting the heel as close to the upper inner thigh as you can. Good. Grounding those sit bones down. Turn the rib cage to the straight leg. Get a nice long spine. Lift the left arm up. And again, hinging at the hip crease all the way down. Crown of the head reaching towards the toes. Keep the right foot flexed if you can. Again, if the right leg is straight, you're working on squeezing the quad to release the hamstring even deeper. Beautiful. And let the pose open up for you. It's going to be different after your 6th breath than it was on the first. Use your core muscles to protect the spine, pulling the belly in. Take the left hand to the outer left foot and thread the right arm under. So you'll have the back of the right shoulder pressing into the thigh. From here, roll the left ribs up towards the ceiling, possibly grabbing the inside of the foot. You're pulling the chest through your arms. Good. And if you're not here today, maybe it looks something more like this, and that's perfect. You're really just going for a lateral stretch. Good. Release the hand, sweep it up and back, trying to stack shoulder over wrist, lift the pelvis up, open up. And release the sit bones down. And bring the knee up and straighten the legs. We'll do one more here before we come onto our backs. Get long in the spine, sit bones down. We'll go for Paschimottanasana. Sweep the arms up. Good. Again, hinging at the hips. Beautiful. Release down. Crown of the head reaches. So this one really challenges kind of so many things. Our hip flexors and thighs, hamstrings, low back. You might notice a difference from this and your standing forward fold because the floor is underneath you. Good. Release the hand, slowly bring the spine up to upright. And then bend the legs, bring the knees up towards the ceiling. Bring the arms out in front of you. Good. Pull the low ribs down, pull the belly in towards the spine. Good. We'll come down nice and slowly. 1 inch at a time. Shoot the legs straight out in front of you. Pull the belly in towards the spine. Just feeling how strong you are after that practice. Holding here a couple more breaths. And then release down with control. Stretch the arms all the way up and back. Good. Reach from fingertips to toes. Good. Pull the right knee into the chest. Give it a nice hug. And take a side body stretch. So bring the right knee over to the left. You'll flip the left hip underneath you. Extend the right arm. And take a moment to rotate the rib cage. So you really want to be twisting at the thoracic spine. So working that right shoulder towards the earth. Good. One more breath. Come back to neutral and switch. Hug the left knee in, straighten the right leg. Bring the left knee all the way over. Slide the right hip under so they stack. Good. And then work. Notice my left shoulder's off the mat and watch what happens when I start to twist at the thoracic spine. Good. It starts to draw closer towards the floor. Good. And breathe. You can even use your right hand to help open the hip and release tension at the hip flexor. Good. Come back to center. And bend the knees for a moment. Just let the knees come in towards each other. Neutralize the spine. Good. From here you can come into Shavasana, straightening the legs. Letting the feet come more than hips distance apart. Let the feet roll out. Spin the palms up towards the ceiling. And take a moment to slide the shoulder blades on the back so that the chest stays open. Good. And close your eyes. Just starting to feel your body here. Noticing the effects of the practice. Letting the body relax. take a couple minutes here. You might be inclined to turn the tape off at this point, but this pose is an essential part of the practice. It's one of those poses that differentiates yoga from so many other physical disciplines, because it's giving your body a chance to absorb the practice neuromuscularly, reset the parasympathetic nervous system before you go back to your day. So I highly recommend giving yourself just a few moments here. Deepen your breath. Taking a long, slow, smooth inhale through the nose. You can even exhale, let it out through the mouth. And then lift your hands up and rotate the hands in one direction, massaging at the wrist joint, and switch directions. And move the feet around a bit too. Stretch the arms up over your head, reaching from fingertips to toes. And when you exhale, roll to your right side. You can use the weight and the strength of the left hand to push yourself up to your seat, coming into a seated posture. We'll just take a moment here to close our eyes and experience the effects of the practice. Draw the hands in prayer and gratitude of our practice together. Inhale in and exhale, bow forehead to hands. And namaste.